Today's topic is on the power of alignment. How to know when God is reordering your life. Sometimes when we pray for alignment, God doesn't add, He subtracts. He doesn't promote, He repositions. And we start to wonder if we did something wrong. But the truth is, heaven just rerouted us through the desert to get us to the promised land. Have you ever prayed for clarity only for your world to answer to chaos? You asked for a breakthrough and you got a breakdown. You thought you were stepping into a season of promotion, but you were met with unexpected opposition, sudden losses, and doors slamming shut that you were sure were meant for you. What if I told you that the deepest source of your current pain is also the purest evidence of your destiny? That chaos is not confusion, it's divine order in disguise. Today, we are going to stop labeling disruption as disaster. I am going to show you how to understand God's language, how to recognize the profound, often uncomfortable signs that God is actively reordering your life for true alignment. We will uncover how to walk through the fire with faith, structure, and an unshakable intentional peace. Let's start by understanding alignment. What exactly is alignment? Alignment isn't when everything goes your way. It is when everything goes God's way. And often that means breaking your most cherished comfort. Before now, I had a different understanding of alignment because of the way the world has sold it to us. The world sells us a cheap version of alignment. Everything is easy, everything is shiny, and immediately rewarding. But true alignment means living in rhythm with divine will and divine timing. It is the spiritual synchronization between the architectural design of your life and the divine blueprint in your hand. Think of it not as GPS, but as a cosmic recalibration. You may have taken the wrong turn, but God doesn't shame you. The system simply recalculates. Every detour, every unexpected delay, every moment of struggle, it's all data for your ultimate direction. None of it is wasted. None of it is random. Remember, all things work together for good. Not all things feel good, but all things work toward a purpose that far exceeds our current perspective. This is the 3 P's of alignment: purpose, pace, and preparation. Purpose: have you identified the unique, non-negotiable mission you were placed here to execute? Pace is the when. Are you rushing ahead in impatience, or are you lagging behind in fear? Because the sweet spot of peace is moving at God's pace and not the world. The 3rd P is preparation. Are you actively becoming the mature, disciplined, and structurally sound person the future you demand? If these 3 are in harmony, you are walking in alignment. But even if one is off, be prepared. God will begin an intense surgical realignment season. I hope this helps you shape your perspective on alignment, because before now, I used to think alignment was just getting on a path that is in sync with God and everything just works smoothly, unknowing to me that it comes with disruption. And I was not prepared for disruption. And God does not have to inform you to put you into alignment. He pulls you in when it deems fit, even when you are not ready for it. Now, let's look at the signs that show God is reordering your life. When God starts removing your options, He's actually forcing you to finally accept your non-negotiable direction. Let's go deeper into the trenches. When God is moving, it rarely feels like warm sunshine. It feels like disruption. And how would you know? I'm going to be sharing with you 5 piercing signs that will show you or tell you that God is reordering your life and how to intentionally interpret them. The first sign is disruption becomes a daily norm. Everything that used to flow with ease starts resisting you. Your once stable relationships shift under your feet. Your 5-year plan collapses into 5 pieces. Doors that you were sure held your future now slam shut with no explanation. That is not rejection. It's actually divine redirection. God is removing the bridges that will lead you back to your old small life. When the familiar starts feeling acutely uncomfortable, God is calling you out of the crowd into your distinct calling. The second sign is your deepest desires starts changing. You haven't changed your environment, but your appetite has. You no longer crave the gossip, the shallow relationships, or the immediate gratification that used to excite you. Your spirit becomes restless and dissatisfied in places that once felt perfectly fine. This is not you being ungrateful. This is your soul outgrowing the container that no longer fits your purpose. Outgrowing what no longer serves your purpose isn't betrayal to others. It's ultimate obedience to God. The third sign is you experience divine isolation. You feel unseen, forgotten, and suddenly excluded from cycles where you used to belong. But solitude is not punishment. It's God's strategy for revelation. The deepest truths are never spoken in a crowd. Moses met God in the silent desert. Joseph was prepared for Pharaoh in the silence of a prison cell. Your isolation is not abandonment. It's incubation for the person you need to become. You are being shielded for purpose. The fourth sign is opportunities that fit your gift stop feeling right. This is the subtle but vital distinction between assignment and alignment. Something can look good on paper, pay well, even perfectly utilize your current skills, but still a subtle decoy pulling you off your divine path. It can look like an upgrade, but not a destiny move. So you need to ask yourself, does this feed my soul and advance my purpose? Or does it merely feed my ego and maintain my comfort? If it doesn't create a need for a new level of faith, it may not be the move. The fifth sign is you sense the pull to simplify. When God is realigning you, it demands a decluttering of your chaotic schedule, your draining cycles, and your shallow ambition. He introduces a radical form of minimalism into your life. It simplifies your external world to amplify your internal focus. God cannot pour a destiny into a cup that is already full of distraction. Sometimes he gently but firmly empties it so he can pour himself into it. Now, let's look at how to stay grounded during realignment. The period of reordering is the hardest because you lose your sense of control. Your life might feel uncertain. So, I'm going to be sharing with you a simple framework you can use to intentionally anchor your soul. The first thing you need to do here is to reflect. Don't rush the discomfort. Sit in the quiet and honestly ask God, what lesson am I meant to extract here? What old belief is this disruption challenging? Alignment requires brutal self-awareness and the patience to receive the instruction. The second thing to do is to adjust. Make small, intentional, and obedient shifts based on what is revealed in your reflection. Change your morning habits, create a necessary boundary in your relationships, or cut a project that is leaking your energy. Obedience is the small things that prepares you for abundance in the big things. The third thing here is to commit. Once you sense the true direction, even if it seems terrifying or illogical, go all in. Don't second guess your instruction with human logic. Commitment is the accelerator of destiny. The fourth thing to do here is to establish systems. God gives the revelation, but you must build the structure to sustain it. You need habits, a committed calendar, and accountability systems that ensures your alignment is a sustainable lifestyle and not a momentary feeling. Revelation without structure will always leak back into confusion. The promise requires a plan. God orders your steps with divine insight, but you must build the systems to sustain the order with human discipline. Now, let's link alignment, purpose, and wealth, because when you uncover your purpose, you get into alignment to create wealth. Alignment is the ultimate wealth. When you are in divine order, you attract the right people, the precise opportunities, and the necessary resources without the exhausting pursuit. Most people are frantically chasing money, but they don't realize that sustainable wealth flows to order. When your life is intentionally aligned with your purpose, God can trust you with more because He knows you won't use the increase to build a monument to your ego. Misalignment leaks wealth. It leaks through anxiety, which destroys your focus, distraction, which kills productivity, and wrong partnerships, which compromise integrity. When you are fully in sync, your entire being becomes a magnet for abundance. Let me leave you with this. When God realigns your life, it will first feel like a devastating loss. But if you hold your structure, give it time, it will reveal an unshakable legacy. So if your life feels uncertain right now, if you feel lost in the detour, take heart. God is not punishing you, He is positioning you. Before He multiplies you and entrusts you with the next level of influence, He must first measure you and ensure your foundation is stable. So stay in alignment, trust the difficult process, and build your systems. Remember this truth: alignment is not easy, shiny, or immediately rewarding, but it is a perfect synchronization with divine timing and divine will. It is heaven's architecture for your destiny. When you align your faith, your focus, and your structure, your life will inevitably begin to flow with purpose and divine ease. I hope this video blesses someone out there. If you found it helpful, subscribe for more, and don't forget to stay intentional with your actions, and I will see you in the next video.